Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Wednesday, May 19th, 2010. Yesterday we added a custom session so that we could log into our blog server and add new posts. Today we're going to add the post editor so that we can hook all of that up. To get started, what we need to do is declare a new class. We're going to go to the class menu, new class, and we're going to create blog post editor. And we're going to again put this under seaside.wa component. And we're going to give it one instance variable called post. Hit OK. And now what we need to do is we need to initialize things. So we'll go to the initialize thing here that was created, get rid of the stuff there, post gets post new, and that'll be it for the initialize. Now we have to add the rendering code to create the form. What I'm going to do is paste that code in and come back and explain what I did. So here's my render content on method. What I've done is I've put in a table just to have it lay out in kind of a semi-decent format. So I have render the title field, render the content field, render the owner field, and then render the buttons on. And each of these methods here for render content and owner and title looks pretty much the same. We have HTML text with the thing here, title, and then text input on that field of post. And that'll make sure that when we submit the form, that piece of data will go into this area of that object. So it'll get automatically pushed in for us. Notice the lack of handling that we have to write in terms of typical servlet, SSP, ASP type things. We don't have to worry about any of that. It gets handled for us through this kind of structure. Now we go in here to render buttons on, and this is where the actual form gets put out. We have a submit button with a callback. And this is very much like GUI code, which is one of the things the Seaside's really good at. We tell it answer true and save, answer false and cancel, and that's really all there is we have a form, we have two buttons, save and cancel, and it'll give us a true or false, very much like a dialog box. Now the only thing we need to do now is go back to our blog root UI class, and we have to actually hook this up. So let's go over here to blog root UI, and we need to change the way we initialize the menu component. If we remember here, we have an initialize menu component, we have all posts, today's post. We need to add one line to that. We need to add a line that checks whether we have in our current session a user. If we do, what we're going to do is we're going to say add an entry called new post with the action add post. We'll accept that, and now we're going to go ahead and add the add post method, which will go ahead and have the logic behind that new action. So here in the actions we have our all posts and today's posts that just filtered things for us, and that worked yesterday. We'll come in here and we'll add post editor new, call the editor into existence. Remember, the way call works is it brings up a new form, very much like summoning a dialog box or a new UI in GUI programming. And in this case, it's going to give a true would be to execute this code here. So add this new post to the top of our list. Since it's a blog, it's in that reverse chronological order. And if false, we don't need to do anything. We just go back to the normal render content on for the root UI, which will give us the normal screen. And that's really all there is to this. So let's go ahead and see how that works. So to see how that works, we'll go to Seaside, open browser on the server. We'll bring that up. And now coming over here, we'll go to blog login. And we'll say Fred and Flintstone. That's the user we set up. And we'll hit login. And now we go to this. Since we logged in, we have this new option here, new post. So we'll hit that. We get this thing we set up. And we'll say new post. Hi there. And Fred Flintstone. Now you can argue about whether this is the right way to set up a blog editor. The point isn't really the structure of the application, but to show you how Seaside functions. So we'll hit save, and there it is. Hi there, posted on, and there it is. It all works the way we expect it to. So that's really all there is to it. If you take this aside again, we come in here and we look at blog root UI. This is how we added the new menu option. We called the editor into existence, and then if it returned true, we tossed the content in, and that's where the save action would be, whatever that domain logic is. The actual code that put the post up is really simple. Render content on here, render the various fields, and in render buttons on, we have our actual form, which is over here, have our callback and have the submit. And the way we had the actual form rendered is up here, HTML form. That's how the system knows we have a form there. So the logic is put a form up, and then render buttons on. We have the actual behavior specified here. And that's really all there is to this. You program Seaside very much like you program client GUI code. So everything you know about building an application pretty much translates straight over into Seaside. Of course, you have to learn the API system, which is part of what this tutorial is about. but that's really all you have to do. All of the domain knowledge you have from building applications translates pretty much straight in. So it's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.